Hello, hello. How you guys doing? What's up, Wing Chun? Hey, Benjamin. Nice of you to join. What's up, Losh? I'm glad you're here. Hey, Sunny Side Up. Nice of you to join. Happy Halloween. I think I might do something for Halloween. Maybe like a reading of Japanese ghost stories. Maybe on the main channel. Thinking about it. What's up, Nikki? How's it going? Oh, happy birthday. Oh, thanks. It was my birthday. Thanks for mentioning it. Da-da. Also, the election is next week. It's so close. Go out and vote. Whoever you vote for, go out and vote. Libra? I am not a Libra. I am a Scorpio. Yeah. What are the qualities of a Scorpio? Should I look it up? The worst sign? Why? All right, let's look it up. Nope, not that window. One of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac. Oh, okay, I misunderstood, guys. Okay. See, Losh just misunderstood me. Apparently, I have incredible passion. Wait, let's increase the size here. I have incredible passion, guys, and power. I don't know about that. I'm a water sign. What is that? What does that mean? I derive my strength from the psychic emotional realm. I see. The poisonous? What's up, Psyduck? Nice of you to join. I'm fellows with Cancer and Pisces. I am extremely clairvoyant and intuitive. Am I? What makes this water sign unique is its distinctive venomous sting. I am poisonous. Oh, I lie in wake and strike when least expected. Oh, it's pretty badass. Life is a game of chess for these calculating water signs. Hey. Who are constantly plotting several steps ahead in order to orchestrate an eventual checkmate. This doesn't sound good. I don't like where this is going. This doesn't mean their intentions are necessarily nefarious. They simply know what they want and aren't afraid to work hard and play the long game to get it. Oh no. Scorpio is the sign most closely associated with sex. The part of the body that Scorpio governs is the genital area. Oof. Guys, better protect your genital areas. Sex isn't solely about pleasure. For these Scorpions, they crave physical closeness, spiritual illumination, and emotional intimacy. I see. Well, that makes sense. What do you mean that makes sense? It's not like I make videos about sex and prostitutes or anything. I'm ruled by Pluto, the planet that governs both destruction and transformation. On a good day, Scorpion energy is ambitious and enticing. On a bad day, the shadowy side of Scorpio is fueled by a relentless desire for control. I don't think I want control that much. Power-hungry Scorpios must remember if controlled by their egos. They are at risk of poisoning themselves. Oh my, I might poke myself with my stinger. Yeah, well, there you go. Well, that's not a lot of bad things. Yeah, don't piss me off, guys. I'll sting you. A lot of negative. It is a fixed negative sign. Oh, okay. Not good. Yeah, so you watch your asses, guys. All right. Oh, wait. When you think of two Scorpios as a couple, they'll just sting each other and die. They'll just kill each other. All right, Wordle. Hmm. Two Scorpios. They'll have great explosive sex and then they die because of it. All right. Let's see. Can I do this in 2 minutes? Oh no. What? A and Y. What word is this? A and Y. Like Daffy. Daffy? Okay. Oh no. Not looking good. Daddy. Addy. Maddie. Batty. Batty. Waddy? Gaddy. Oh god. Ad. Addy. Ad. AD. Adney. Abby. Abby. Randy. I think it could be Andy. Candy for Halloween. No, no C. Bandy? Gandy? Handy. Handy. Ah! Woo! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. GDY? Oh no. Hagdy. Agdy. Audi. Body. Body. That's a good word. Body. Would it be a freaking Wordle word though? Body. Batty. I don't think it's batty. That's too colloquial. Gaudy. Gaudy? Gaudy? Like G-A-U? No, there's no U. Body? Is there a simpler word? I have a feeling it's not the word. Bandy. Bagdy. Abdi. Yeah, this is the old. Alright, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Oh! It's body. Oh, that was close. Oof. So close. Lynn, you fool. What do you mean? Whew. That was close. Body, that's a hard word. All right. I think we can try this. Duh. I was so close to not doing body. I couldn't think of another word. All right. Create 4 groups of spell, love, please, hold, presto, mean, thank you, Shazam. What? Audible, abracadabra, signify, title. Suggest, have, Pandora, cherish. Okay. Abracadabra, Shazam, presto. I feel like she's tricking me with these words. There's no other word. Abracadabra. I want to focus on this word. What else can it mean? Abracadabra, magic. Spell. A spell can be abracadabra. But what else is connected to those? There's thank you, please. And that's it. Have, hold. To have and to hold. Love. Please. Suggest. To signify. Wait. To have and to hold. To cherish. Love, right? Right? I'm gonna try it. Ah, yes. Wedding vows, baby. All right. Spell. Pandora. Pandora's box. Pandora is a music service. Pandora is... What else is it? Mean? What do you mean? What does it mean? What does it signify? What does it suggest? And what does it spell? Spell. Ah! Indicate. Okay. One more. Okay. So, abracadabra, Shazam, presto are still there. Pandora? But then what do these mean? Audible, thank you, title, please. Please and thank you go together, but that's it. Shazam, Pandora. Oh, Audible, Pandora. Oh, music service. Audible, Pandora, Shazam. And I don't know the other one. I'm thinking it's abracadabra? Or title. It can't be please and thank you. I've never heard of it. Presto? I'm gonna try this. I have 4 guesses, right? Okay. Presto. Title. Yes! And what does this mean? Magic words. Oh, please and thank you. They are magic words. Okay. That's pretty clever. Whew. Whew. Title. I'm not trolling you? Oh, I don't believe you. No, I don't look at chat when I'm doing the connections. Yeah. I feel like I should be able to get the connections. Magic words. I should have known. Da-da-da. They say any sign should avoid its opposite. Oh, for Scorpio, that's Taurus. So I should avoid Taurus. Got it. Please is a magic word. You guys are so smart. Okay. Semantal. Magic word. Please. Think. Beg. Plead. Plead. Beg. Yes. No. None. Not. Ah! Wait. Wait. Can we guess this in the next minute? Nothing. 0. Oof. Deny. Oof. Nope. Not. Not. Never. Niet. Always. Not. Never. Have. Been. Nil. Negative. Not. Not. No. None. 0. Never. Ever. Exactly. Oh no. Oh no. It's getting further away. Null. Nihil? 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 Not. Got. Never, ever, always. Refuse. Stop. Block. Like. Reject. Do. Thing. Be. Be. Fail. Is. Are. Been. Has. Not be. To. Or. To be or not to be. That is the question. Okay. Hello. What's up, Casey? How's it going? Go. Nor. Or. I did or. Not or. Neither. Either. Either. Either or of. Question we tried. Or. Nor. Maybe. Neither. Either. Any. So close. Been. Any. All. Both. This. That. Or the other. There. They. Them. Self. You. Me. Work. None we tried. It. To be or not to be. Either of those are the questions. Neither. There, let me try that. Us? Ours. Okay. What is this? Let me try it is. Both we tried. Choose either. Whether. Choice. Choose. Only. One. Once. There we tried. What? Either or. Tis. This. Option. What we tried. Oh, do we? Yes. Okay. Choose either door. Could. Would. Should. Can. Shall. Noble. Either or. Either or. Pass. Do. Either one. Either thing. Either person. Options. Oof. So close. Any or and either. Oh, every. Any we tried. Way. Did we try which? Oof. Addition. Anything. Everything. Nothing. Question. Yeah, we tried that. Every more. Goes. Binary. You can either choose this or the other. Another. One we tried was choice. Choice was tried. Was. Try. Pick. Either one or the other. Bother. Vote. Specify. Feel like it's a very simple word that we just haven't thought of yet. Winner. Winner. Finals. If. Maybe we tried. If is pretty high. If not any or either. Maybe we can make a sentence out of it. If not any, choose either. Every. All things. Everything. Anything. Other thing. Possibility. I feel like it's a very simple word. Think of simple words. Lose. Loss. Odds. Choice. Choice we tried. Either. Or. The we tried. Not. Option we tried. Or either, neither. Neither. Any other either? Whyther? Geiger. Soon. Later. Indifferent. Ether. Tomorrow. Possible. Anything we tried. Any and all things we tried. I think we tried anything, right? Yeah. Any we tried. Which we tried. Right. Wrong. All we tried. Uncertain. Indecision. Wait. Indecision. Whole. Entire. Many. Few. Lots. Oh, God. Forfeit. You're giving up? Two. It's too simple a word. On. In. Top. Oof. Left. Bit. Yeah, either we had both. Anyone we tried. Oh, we didn't try anyone. We didn't try anyone? Out. Give. For. Ah! End. Your. We did do any. What? What is this word? Today. Either. Either. So. Ooh, must. Agree. When. Why. What. Where. Nope. We did. Yet. Oh, yet. Free. Then? Then. Oh my God! We got a green so fast. Yes, we tried. Yet. My. Oh my. Okay. This is gonna take forever. We did have such a good start. Something we tried. So close and yet so far. Far. Forever we tried. And ever. If. What is this word? Wait, okay. Either. 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 On. In. Out. Outside. In. Inside. Either. Decision. Away. That's a good word. Front. Back. Take. Anyway. Ooh, anyway. Possibly. Impossible. Could. Possibly. Possibly. Probably. Hence. Therefore. Therefore. Chance. However. So. Maybe. Oh, thus. That's a good word. Thus, therefore, it must either be this or that, or the other. Put. Bet. Oh, we're 3 words away. We can do it. Either, other, neither, but. However. Still. Even. Even. Cheat. Even. Odd. Possibility. Because. Cause. Result. Gamble. Odds. Either. Both. Even. Now. Oh, we were so close. It's okay. It's a short chapter today. Probable. Either. Equal. What the hell is this word? Him. Her. How. For. Tie. But. Ass. Certain. Certainly. Merely. Oh. Just. As. Mere. Merely is pretty high. Merely not any or either. Actually, I like that. Actual. Nearly. Was. Almost. But not quite. Only. We tried that. Almost. Also. Will. Quite we tried. Maybe we tried. Little. Like a little bit. Own. Guys. Do we need a hint? Future. Frankly. Frank. Oh, to be frank. On. To be clear. Clearly? That. Honestly. Seriously? Truth. Truthfully? No. Predict. Guys. Merely. Either, but, because, tomorrow. Dictate. Either, at, we tried. Did we? I think. Maybe not. What, we tried. Last. First. Probably, we tried. Guys. Any or either, whether. Middle. However, we tried, but we tried. However, how, when, whenever, whichever, ever. Whatever. Oh. Together. Rhymes. The last syllable, anyways. Like. Though. Yet. Yeah, we tried. Ah. I thought the whichever and whatever was a breakthrough. But it wasn't. Breakthrough. Like. We went from thinking we get it under a minute to being at 20 minutes. Although, I like that. Fuck! Though. Why? God. Why have you forsaken me? Perhaps. Mayhaps. Maybe. Unless. Unless. Until. And unless. If, then, unless. Uncertain? Unless. Except. Fuck. Less. But. Until. Unless. If not. Till. Is that a word? Until. Unless. Oh, God. We're one word away. We can do it. Unless. Because we tried it. We tried it. I think so. Until we tried it. Exception. Because. Unless. Really. Real. For reals. Provide. Otherwise. Oh my. Is that even a word? Okay, good job. Good job, Nikki. Otherwise. Oh. I guess it is a word. I was losing my mind. About to just break out of my head. Oh, thank God. Thank God that ended. Oof. Okay. I feel like I need a snack. What do you guys think? All right. I have like a little snack thing. Little cookie kind of thing. 23 minutes. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's a little ship. Do you see it? A little ship. And then on the back, it's like a little wine or drink with a straw. Yum. All right. This feels like just things I've eaten before. It's not really any different. Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's a sweet little cookie biscuit thing. I don't know. 6.5? Yeah, let's go with that. But I do have something spooky today. Ooh. It's Kit Kat with Halloween ghosts. Apparently it's apple pie flavored, okay? Very ghostly. Yep. I'm gonna eat all the Kit Kats in here, just all of it. I'm gonna devour it. Trick or treat. All right. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. Good news is it's Kit Kat. The bad news is I think the box has been outside for a long time, and it's hot, so it's super melted. Okay. Yeah, I can't take it out because it's gonna fall. Yum, delicious. Yeah, try to eat it. I'm gonna try to eat it. It's like it's melted, but then it melted when it was outside, and when I brought it inside, it cooled down, and now it's just all fucked up. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Hmm. That is apple pie. How do they do that? It tastes like apple pie. Like a sweeter type of apple pie. Mmm. Mmm. Yum. Not that good. I don't like the flavor. Mmm. Mmm. You can kind of taste the apple pie. Now you can taste it, but then it's like way sweet. Yeah, it doesn't go together. I think it's worse than the previous one that we had. Gonna be 6.3. Scary Kit Kat. Okay. One more, okay? Hopefully third time's a charm. Another spooky thing. Okay, it says angel pie. What is angel pie, huh? Sounds promising. Also, it sounds like something that could be melted because of the heat. Oh no. Okay, it's not. Ooh. Is this marshmallow filling? It seems like a moon pie. I think it is. Ooh, it's a moon pie. Yeah, I love it. I love moon pies. Okay. Mmm. That's exactly what it is. Mmm. Marshmallow inside. Yum. All right. It's 6.9. 6.9. Yeah. Hasn't quite reached the 7.0 yet. 6.9. Okay. Yeah. It just needs to try a little bit harder. Okay. Well, now my hand's all sticky. I'll be right back. All right. Check it out. This is not Kleenex. This is Puffs. The 2-ply tissue. No, no, no. All right. All right, you ready? Time for a recap. Only 2-ply? You know what? 2-ply is not that bad. You know, most of the time I only need 2-ply. I don't really need 3-ply unless I I have a stuffy nose, I have a cold or something. Insufficient ply. Yeah. But toilet paper, it needs to be 3-ply, right? It's gotta be. Who wants 2-ply toilet paper? Or the 1-ply that they have in public bathrooms? Yeah, like at my school that I used to go to. Those toilet papers are the worst. Yeah, and it's useless too because if you have 1-ply toilet paper, you're not just gonna use the one layer of toilet paper, right? You're gonna like take a bunch and you're gonna fold it into 3-ply toilet paper. Okay, it doesn't save anything. You need to use the entire roll. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it defeats the purpose. That you just like buy really nice toilet paper. Do 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 do. Yeah. But on the other hand, I see people do. You know, like people waste so much paper. Like a lot of times when I go to a public bathroom, they'll take a whole bunch of uh what paper for drying their hands. They were like, like holy shit! What do you need all of that for? You need like this much to dry your hands. That's it. I don't understand. It's always scratchy too. True. Yeah. The few times where I've gone to a public bathroom, I was not happy with the toilet paper there. Okay. Now, granted, I don't usually go to the public bathroom. I can't. Okay. I'm one of those people who can only go number 2 at home. Number 1, I can go. Number 2, I need to be at home in my comfy bathroom and comfy toilet. Not that comfy, but more comfy than a public toilet. That's what I need. Yeah. If I need to go outside, I just hold it. I'll just hold it until I I go back home. I come back home. Okay. I just can't go publicly. right. Recap. What happens if I gotta go? I just hold it. I just hold it as much as possible. I'll hold it until I die. Okay. That's the only time when I would go to a public bathroom going number 2. Yeah. For number 1, if you need to pee, you really shouldn't hold it that long. Yeah. Yeah. I know people who have held it for a long time, and they've had like a urinary infection because they held it for so long. So you're not supposed to do that. You can't stop laughing if you're in a public bathroom and someone starts pooping. You laugh. Okay, it's a little immature. Rude noise. Okay. You don't get disgusted. You never want to die in a public bathroom? Might as well keep holding it. Yeah, why would you? I would just hold it. I'll hold it until I need to. I'll hold it until the ambulance comes. Anyways, so recap. What happened last week? It's just so funny because people grunt and stuff. Ew. But usually people don't grunt when they poop, right? They just do it quietly, especially in a public bathroom. I've heard grunts before, but I think it's pretty rare, isn't it? Yeah, if they're grunting, they must be they must be in bad shape. All right, what happened last week? So last week, our hero Guo Jing, he gets lost on Peach Blossom Island, right? And his girlfriend Huang Rong was nowhere to be found, and he faints, I think, or he goes to sleep, and then he awakens to the sound of a flute, and it's not just any flute; it sounds like the flute of Huang Yaoshi, the master of the island. Now, his flute is his weapon. Okay, it sounds seductive, and it makes you want to dance until you die. And Guo Jing, he knows this, and he uses his qi to fight against the effects. Okay, and he succeeds. He's pretty good at it. But as he's doing that, he sees this old man struggling against the flute music. Okay, I don't know where he's like running out. He's like, "Oh my god, it's the music." He's struggling, but he's not doing a good job. Now, Guo Jing, he sees this and he uses his qi to help the old man, and he succeeds. Okay, and then the music stops, and then suddenly you hear Huang Yaoshi's voice appear, and he's cursing Guo Jing for interfering with the attack. Guo Jing's like, "Oh, whoops, my bad." And then yeah, that happened. And then we find out that the man is Zhou Botong. Okay, his name is Zhou Botong, and he's called the Old Mischief. He's the younger martial brother of Wang Chongyang, who was the founder of the Chenzheng sect, and he held the title of the strongest martial artist. He's dead though, but Zhou Botong is his younger martial brother. And Zhou Botong is pretty powerful, okay? And Zhou Botong, he tells Guo Jing the story of the 9 Yin manual. So it turns out the manual has like really strong martial arts, and it has a lot of counters to many other martial arts styles, okay? So everyone wanted it. And it had caused a lot of bloodshed because people kept fighting over it, okay? And it turns out that that duel a long time ago of the 5 great martial artists, it happened because they wanted to stop the fighting. Okay. Now, Wang Chongyang, he won the fight, and he won possession of the 9 Yin manual. So afterwards, he kept it in the Chenzhen sect for years until he died. But then after his death, it seemed like the fighting had restarted. Okay, because he died. When he was alive, no one dared to go get the manual because they knew he was so strong. But afterwards, after he died, the fighting restarted, and the Chenzheng sect was attacked. Among the attackers was the Western Venom, Ouyang Feng, who overpowered Zhou Botong. Now Ouyang Feng he reaches for the 9 yin manual, but he couldn't get it because suddenly the coffin broke open. Okay, and the one who shattered it was none other than Wang Chongyang, who turned out not to have died. And that's where we left off. How's that? Whoa! A lot of bathroom talk in the chat. Are you saying people do grunt because there are people who need to go so bad they went to a public bathroom? Gotcha. Is there anyone who is comfortable going number 2 at a public bathroom? It can't be, right? Everyone must be like, I'm only going if I really, really need to go. So if you're pooping and someone poops next to you, you have a panic attack. Got it. That's pretty funny. You're not comfortable at all. Okay, good. Yeah. It's highly uncomfortable. Who knows how many people have been on that seat? Might be all kinds of people. Homeless people, like people who haven't showered. All kinds of people. Why do you want to sit on that? Why do you want to be anywhere near that? Yeah, I can't do it. It's just so nasty. Yeah, and then afterwards, after you get out, you just feel disgusted. It's like, it's disgusting. You're disgusting now. You're just all dirty. You can't eat food. You'd argue peeing isn't even comfortable. No, that's wrong. Peeing is very comfortable. Yeah. The feeling of having to go pee, like needing to go pee, that's uncomfortable. But once it's coming out, it's very comfortable. Feels really good. It's a nice release. You don't sit on it, you always hover. Do you hover the entire time you're going number 2? The entire time? Starting the story. Fine. It's a short story today. Only going to be 10 pages, okay? Close this. This. All right. You like the dark mode? Yeah, I recently found it, and it's so good. All right, chapter 17. Dual-handed combat. Zhou Botong said, what was his voice again? You think my elder brother was showing a ghostly sign or came back to life? No, he was faking his death. Guo Jing gasped. Faking his death? Yes, Zhou Botong continued. Before my elder brother died, he sensed that Western Venom Ouyang Feng was lurking around, waiting for him to die so he could steal the 9-yin manual. So, using supreme internal skills, he held his breath to feign death. If he'd let his disciples in on the plan, their fake mourning would likely have given them away. As Western venom is deviously clever, and would surely have seen through the act. That's why no one knew the truth. When the time came, my elder brother launched himself from the coffin and attacked with one young finger strike straight at Western venom. One young finger? The Yi Young finger? Ouyang Feng had clearly seen my elder brother die from the window, watching everything closely. When he suddenly saw him spring out of the coffin, he was scared out of his wits. He already had a deep-seated fear of my elder brother, so he was too panicked to gather his defenses in time. My elder brother's strike hit him dead on, breaking the foundation of his toad skill that he had trained for so many years. Ouyang Feng fled to the western region, and, from what I heard, hasn't set foot in the Central Plains since. Afterwards, my elder brother laughed loudly and sat cross-legged on the offering table. I knew using the Yi Yang finger exhausted him greatly. So he was likely meditating to regain strength. This is the Yi Yang finger, right? It's the same... Wait. It's not Duan Yu's family's power. That's different, right? Am I confusing things? Someone look it up. I hurried off to support my junior disciples in fighting off the attacking enemies. When they heard that their master was still alive, they were overjoyed, and we all rushed back to the temple, only to find ourselves struck with sadness instead. What happened? Guo Jing asked. Zhou Botong sighed. Hey, my elder brother had slumped to one side. His appearance changed. I hurried over, and when I touched him, he was completely cold. This time he had truly passed away. Before his death, my elder brother ordered that the 9 Yin Manual's first and second volumes be placed separately to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. I secured the first volume, carried the second on me, intending to store it in the southern mountains of Yandang. But then I ran into Huang Laoxie. That's Huang Yaoxi. He's not the southern emperor. He's the central divinity, right? Wang Chongyang. Okay, so this is the Yi Yang finger is the same as Duan Yu's family's power. Okay. Guo Jing let out another gasp. Ah! Zhou Botong continued. Huang Laoxi, though eccentric, is incredibly proud and would never stoop as low as Western venom to try and seize the book. But, unfortunately, his newly wedded wife happened to be with him that day. Guo Jing thought, that must be Ronger's mother. I wonder how she was involved in this. He listened as Zhou Botong went on. I saw Huang Laoxie looking positively radiant and mentioned he was newly married. I couldn't help teasing him. Who would think a clever man like Huang Laoxie would be so foolish as to get married? There's nothing good in taking a wife, so I made a few jokes. But instead of getting mad, Huang Laoxie invited me to drink with them. I recounted how my elder brother faked his death, surprised Ouyang Feng, and struck him down. Hearing this, Huang Laoxie's wife asked if she could see the book. She claimed she didn't know martial arts, but was curious about the text that had killed so many great martial masters. Of course, I refused. But Huang Laoxie doted on his young wife, so he said, Botong, my wife truly has no martial knowledge. She's young and finds new things intriguing. Let her have a look. I swear, if I so much as glance at your manual, I'll gouge my eyes out. Given Huang Laoxie's standing, he'd never break his word. But the manual was a matter of great importance, so I continued to refuse. Huang Laoxue grew displeased and said, I understand your predicament. If you let my wife take a look, I'll owe the Chenjin sect a favor. If you refuse, I won't hold it against you, but my disciples wouldn't know you're Chenjin students. I knew what he was getting at. He wasn't willing to force me, but he was implying that he'd stir up trouble with Ma Yu and Qiu Chuqi. With his unmatched martial skills, it would be bad news if he lost his temper. Guojing nodded. Yes, Taoist Ma and Taoist Chu wouldn't be able to defeat him. Zhou Botong went on. So I replied, Huang Laoxue, if you want to vent, you can take it out on me, but what's the point in targeting my juniors? Isn't that a bit unfair? Then his wife, hearing my nickname Old Urchin, laughed and said, Brother Joe, you love to play around, so let's just have some fun. If it means that much to you, I won't insist on seeing your precious book. Then she turned to Huang Laoxue and said, I think the 9-yin manual was probably taken by that Ouyang fellow. Maybe Brother Joe just doesn't have it. Why press him for it and make him lose face? Huang Laoxue laughed and said, Yes, Botong, I'll settle the score with the old Venom instead. His martial skills are fierce. You're no match for him. Guojing thought to himself, Runger's mother was as lively and clever as she is. Then he said aloud, They were goading you. Zhou Botong laughed. Of course, I knew that, but I just couldn't back down. I said, The manual is with me. There's no harm in letting sister-in-law take a look. But since you doubt my ability to guard the manual, let's have a contest. I'm assuming this doesn't really mean sister-in-law. Huang Laoxue laughed and said, Competing could spoil our good mood, so let's keep it light. You're the old urchin, so let's compete like children. Before I could answer, his wife clapped her hands and cheered. Yes, yes. Let's see who's better at shooting stone pellets. Guojing smiled slightly. Zhou Botong said, I'm an expert at shooting marbles, and immediately agreed to the competition, saying, Sure, let's compete. Do you think I'm afraid of him? Lady Huang laughed. Brother Zhou, if you lose, you'll have to lend me the manual to read. But if you win, what would you like? Huang Yaoxi chimed in. Does Chenjin have treasures that Peach Blossom Island lacks? He pulled out a dark, spiky garment from his bundle and placed it on the table. Can you guess what it was? Guojing said, A soft hedgehog armor. Yes, exactly. You already know about it. Huang Yaoxi said, Botong, you're a martial arts master, so you don't need this armor for protection. But one day, when you marry a girl prankster and have little pranksters, this armor will be great protection for your kids. Nobody would dare bully them. If you can win at marble shooting, this treasure of Peach Blossom Island is yours. I replied, There's no way I'd marry a girl prankster, and of course, I won't have any little pranksters. But I would love to win this famous armor from Peach Blossom Island and wear it around openly, so everyone in the martial world will know that Huang Yaoxi lost to Old Urchin. Is this like a one-size-fits-all armor? Fits a little girl and this guy. Lady Huang interjected, Stop boasting. You'll see after the match. So we agreed that each of us would have 9 marbles and 18 holes to hit. The winner would be whoever shot all 9 marbles into the holes first. Hearing this, Guojing recalled playing marbles with his sworn brother, Tolui, in the desert and smiled. Zhou Botong continued, I have plenty of marbles on me, so the 3 of us went outside to a clear area to start the game. I observed Lady Huang's steps and posture closely, and sure enough, she hadn't learned any martial arts. I dug small holes in the ground, and Huang Yaoxi selected 9 marbles. As we started, he figured that with his expertise in hidden weapons and his famous flicking fingers technique, he'd have the upper hand. That must be a popular technique with his wife. But he didn't realize that, despite the similarities, playing marbles has its own tricks that differ from hidden weaponry. I dug the holes in a special way so that when a marble landed in, it would often bounce back out. To keep the marble in, you had to use just the right amount of force and absorb the rebound. Okay. It's like in games when you find the armor, it always fits perfectly. I never thought about that. That's true. True. Yeah, how come armor always fits you in games? You don't have to go resize it or anything. Okay, so they have a trick, okay. The holes are dug in a special way that would bounce the marble out. Guojing hadn't realized there was such skill involved in marble shooting, as the Mongolian children played a much simpler version. Zhou Botong continued smugly. Huang Yaoshi hit 3 marbles into the holes without error, but they bounced right back out. By the time he understood the trick, I had already scored 5. His skill with hidden weapons was indeed impressive. While aiming, he even managed to place my remaining marbles in the hardest positions and still made 3 of his own land in the holes. But I had a lead he couldn't catch up with. We continued back and forth, and I managed to get another one in. I was confident he'd lost and thought even a god couldn't help him now. But who knew that Huang Yaoshi would resort to a trick? Can you guess what he did? Guojing guessed. Did he use martial arts to injure your hand? No. Zhou Botong replied, shaking his head. Huang Yaoshi is too clever for such a crude trick. He realized he couldn't win, so he secretly concentrated his internal energy and shattered my remaining marbles with 3 strikes, while his own marbles remained intact. Guojing exclaimed, Then you had no marbles to play with? Yes, Zhou Botong said. I could only watch helplessly as he dropped the rest of his marbles into the holes, winning the game. That can't count, Guojing protested. Yeah, what the fuck? That's what I said, Zhou Botong agreed. But Huang Yaoshi argued, Botong, we made it very clear. Whoever lands all 9 marbles first wins. You can't complain. Even if I had broken your marbles or taken them, as long as you're 1 marble short, it means you lose. I had to admit that, though it was a sneaky tactic, I hadn't anticipated it, and I didn't have the skill to shatter his marbles without damaging my own. So I had to grudgingly respect his skill. Then I said, Lady Huang, I'll lend you the manual to read, but make sure to return it by nightfall. Really? I would, if I were him, I would just never leave the book's site. Yeah. Why didn't he just stay with the book? He just said, I'll lend you the book, but I need to be there when you read it. I added that to make sure they wouldn't say, we never specified how long we could borrow it and keep it indefinitely. Guojing nodded. You're wise, big brother. If it were me, I would have fallen for their trick. Zhou Botong shook his head. In terms of cleverness, who can match Huang Yaoshi? And somehow he found a wife who was just as clever as he was. Lady Huang laughed and said, Brother Zhou, you're famous as the old urchin, and you're certainly not foolish. You're worried that I'll borrow it like Liu Bei took Jingzhou, aren't you? Don't worry, I'll sit right here and read it. You can watch over me as I do. Okay. Hearing this, I took out the manual and handed it to her. She walked to a tree, sat on a rock, and began to read. Is she just going to memorize the entire book? Is she that good? Huang Yaoshi noticed that I was still uneasy and said, "Old urchin, how many people in the world have martial skills surpassing ours?" I replied, "In terms of surpassing you, probably none. But including you, there are at least 4 or 5 stronger than me." Huang Yaoshi laughed and said, "You flatter me. The 4 of us, Eastern Heretic, Western Venom, Southern Emperor, and Northern Beggar, each has their strengths, and none of us can claim absolute superiority. With Ouyang Feng's toad skill broken, he's slightly behind me for at least the next decade. As for Iron Palm's Qiu Qianren, he didn't attend the last sword meet on Mount Hua." Ha ha. This Qiu Qianren guy. Yeah. What a fraud. "But even if his skill is excellent, he may not be truly invincible. Old urchin, I certainly don't underestimate your martial skills. Apart from the few of us, you're the first in the martial world. Together, there's no one alive who could take the manual from us." I thought he had a point, and felt a bit relieved, watching Madame Huang carefully read each page from the beginning, her lips moving slightly. I found it somewhat amusing. The 9-yin manual contained the most profound and secretive martial arts techniques, yet she knew nothing of martial arts herself. Although she could read each character, I doubted she could understand even half a sentence. She slowly read through the entire book, taking a full hour, and I was beginning to feel impatient. When she finally reached the last page, I thought, "Good, she's done." But then she started from the beginning again, though this time she read quickly and finished in just a few minutes. She handed the book back to me with a smile, saying, "Brother Joe, you've fallen for Western Poison's trick. This isn't the 9-yin manual." Shocked, I replied, "How can it not be? This is exactly what my master left behind. It looks exactly right." Madame Huang said, What good is it looking correct? Ouyang Feng has swapped your manual. This is just a fortune-telling and divination guide." Oh no. He gets tricked. Could it be that Ouyang Feng swapped it out before Master Wang sprang out of the coffin? Guojing asked, astonished. "At that moment, I also thought so," continued Zhou Botong. "But knowing old heretic Huang's love for tricks, I couldn't fully believe her. Madame Huang saw I was frozen in doubt and asked, 'Brother Zhou, do you know the contents of the real 9-yin manual?' I replied, 'Since Master claimed it, no one has read it. He always said he took it to keep the martial world safe, never for personal gain. He even instructed that none of us disciples were ever to practice its techniques." "Your master's compassion and sense of justice are truly admirable," she said. "But because of this, he's fallen for a clever ploy. Brother Joe, just take a look at the book." Though I hesitated, remembering my master's instructions not to touch it, she persuaded me, saying, If it's only just a common divination book, it's harmless to open it. And even if it is the 9-yin manual, just reading it won't hurt if you don't practice it." Following her advice, I opened the book, only to see it did contain martial techniques, not fortune-telling. Madame Huang continued, "I used to read this for fun when I was 5 and can still recite it from memory. Most children in Jiangnan know it by heart. Let me recite it for you." She started speaking fluently from the beginning, word for word, as I followed along. Cold swept over me as I realized she knew every line perfectly. I picked random sections, and she recited each one without a pause. Old heretic Huang burst into laughter, and I was so furious I tore up the book, burning it to ashes with a flash of my fire stick. Kind of an overreaction there. Old heretic Huang then said, "Old imp, you don't need to throw a fit. I'll give you this soft hedgehog armor." I thought he was joking to make amends, feeling guilty for deceiving me. Though I knew it was their prized possession, I was so upset I thanked him and returned to my hometown to close myself off and train in martial arts. Knowing I wasn't yet Ouyang Feng's match, I committed to training for 5 years, honing my skills before venturing to the west to reclaim my master's book. I had failed in my duty to guard it, and the thought haunted me. He got tricked so hard. Guo Jing, puzzled, asked, "But you clearly burned the book. Could it be that Madame Huang swapped it with the fake manual before returning it to you?" Zhou Botong replied, "I was on guard for exactly that. My eyes never left her for a second while she read it. Although she wasn't trained in martial arts, no matter how quick her movements, anyone who practices hidden weapon skills can tell even the slightest hand movement. She didn't swap it. She memorized it, word for word." Guo Jing was still confused. Memorized it? How? Zhou Botong continued. "Brother, how many times do you need to read something before you can recite it from memory?" Guo Jing replied, "For easy text, maybe 30 or 40 times. For something difficult and lengthy, it could take 70, 80, or even 100 times. And still, I might not get it perfect." Zhou Botong chuckled. "Yes, I'd say you're not exactly quick-witted, but..." Guo Jing nodded. "I'm not talented, whether it's reading or martial arts. My progress is always very slow." Zhou Botong sighed. "Take martial arts. When your master teaches you a technique, he probably has to show it to you dozens of times before you get it, right?" Looking a little embarrassed, Guo Jing nodded. "That's right. Sometimes I even forget after learning it, or remember the moves but can't execute them." Zhou Botong replied, "But there are some people who can watch a technique demonstrated just once and remember it perfectly." Guo Jing suddenly exclaimed, "Exactly! That's just like Huang Yaoxi's daughter. Master Hong only needs to show her a move twice. She never needs a third demonstration." Zhou Botong's face grew somber. "Such intelligence is impressive, but I hope she doesn't suffer a short life like her mother. That day, Madame Huang read the manual twice and memorized it every word. As soon as she parted from me, she wrote it all down for her husband." Guo Jing was astonished. For her to memorize the entire manual without understanding its meaning, how could someone be that brilliant? Zhou Botong replied, "It's likely your friend Miss Huang could do the same. After hearing from Chu Chi, I was both shocked and ashamed. I gathered the 7 masters of Qianjin for a discussion, and we decided to pressure the Black Wind Shuangsha to return the manual. Chu Chi suggested that since we were only juniors, it wasn't necessary for me to act personally, lest people say we were bullying the young. So I ordered Chu Chi and Wang Chuyi to track them down, with the other 5 on standby to prevent their escape." Guo Jing nodded. With all 7 Qianjin masters together, the Black Wind Shuangsha wouldn't stand a chance. He thought back to the time when Ma Yu and the other 6 freaks had pretended to be the Qianjin 7 on the cliff in Mongolia. Zhou Botong continued, "But by the time Chu Chi and Wang Chuyi arrived in Hunan, the Shuangsha were nowhere to be found. They learned that Huang Yaoxi's other disciple, Lu Changfeng, had organized a group of martial artists to surround the pair. They planned to capture them and deliver them to Peach Blossom Island as a gesture to Huang Yaoxi, but the Shuangsha managed to escape." Guo Jing commented, Liu Manor's master was innocent in all this, yet he must have resented his fellow disciples. Zhou Botong nodded. When they couldn't find the Black Wind Chuangsha, naturally, they turned to Huang Yaoshi. I brought the upper volume of the 9-yin manual with me to Peach Blossom Island, prepared to hold him accountable. Huang Yaoshi said, Botong, Huang Yaoshi always keeps his words. As I said I wouldn't glance at your manual, and I haven't. The 9-yin manual I read was transcribed by my wife, not taken from your manual. Infuriated by his blatant denial, I was ready to argue, demanding to speak with his wife directly. He led me to the back hall, and there I found her memorial tablet. Huang Furen had passed away. Yeah, she died. I like how he said that. Oh, Huang Yaoshi wouldn't resort to tricks and stuff. Or he wouldn't be like, yeah, like he wouldn't just go out and steal the book, but he actually did do that, right? He just did it in a sneaky way, so he would resort to that. He's like rules lawyering the entire time. I wanted to pay my respects, but Huang Yaoshi sneered. Old imp, save your fake sympathy. If you hadn't flaunted that damn manual, my wife wouldn't have left me. Shocked, I asked him to explain, but he just glared at me, full of anger, before finally revealing how she died. Oh, we get to know how she died. Madame Huang memorized the manual to help her husband. Huang Yaoshi wanted to obtain the upper volume, as the incomplete manual could harm him if he tried to learn from it. But when Chen Xuanfeng and Mei Chaofeng stole it, Madame Huang attempted to recall and rewrite the text from memory. She had never understood its meaning, and several years had passed since she memorized it, so her recall was patchy. Exhausted after days of trying, she went into premature labor, birthing a daughter but draining herself of all vitality. Despite Huang Yaoshi's genius, he couldn't save her life. Oh yeah, that's it. Shattered by grief, Huang Yaoshi lost all reason and vented his sorrow on me. I simply laughed it off, saying, You're a martial artist and are taking this spousal affection a bit too seriously, aren't you? He replied, My wife was exceptional. I scoffed. Now that she's gone, you can focus on your training. If it were me, I'd be delighted if my wife died early. Congratulations. Okay. It's going a little bit too far there. Guojing exclaimed, Oh no, why did you say that? Zhou Botong rolled his eyes and replied, I say whatever comes to mind. What's wrong with that? But as soon as Huang Yaoshi heard me, he became furious and struck at me. The two of us started fighting, and that fight led me to being stuck here for 15 years. Damn, 15 years. Guojing asked, Did you lose to him? Zhou Botong chuckled. If I'd won, I wouldn't still be here. He beat me so severely I was coughing up blood. I escaped to this cave, but he followed me and broke both my legs, demanding I hand over the first volume of the 9-yin manual so he could burn it in tribute to his wife. I hid the manual inside the cave and sat at the entrance to guard it, ready to destroy the manual if he tried to take it by force. He said, I'll find a way to get you out of that cave. And I said, just try it. And so we've been at a standstill like this for 15 years. It's a little much, guys. Huang Yaoshi is proud and didn't try starving or poisoning me. He only tried to lure me out with clever tricks. Even when I left the cave to relieve myself, he never tried to ambush me. Once I pretended to be out there for an hour, and even though I know it must have driven him crazy, he held his patience. He laughed heartily, and Gorging found it amusing as well. Zhou Tong even used bathroom breaks as a game of wits. Zhou Tong continued, For 15 years he used every tactic he could think of, but I never fell for any of them. Only last night I nearly fell for his trick, and if it hadn't been for a stroke of luck with your sudden help, that manual would already be in Huang Yaoxi's hands. His Bihai Chaosheng Chu, Green Sea Rising Tune, has some incredibly powerful internal techniques. It really is impressive. Hearing Zhou Tong's tale, Guojing felt a whirlwind of emotions and asked, Brother, what are you planning to do now? Zhou Tong grinned. I'll keep waiting him out, and we'll see if Huang Yaoxi lives longer or if I do. Remember the story I told you about Huang Shang? If I outlive him, I win. Guojing is going to learn the manual? Hell yeah. Let's do it, Guojing. Guojing thought this wasn't exactly a great solution, but didn't know what else to say. Why didn't Taoist Master Ma and the others come to rescue you? Zhou Tong replied, They probably don't even know I'm here. Even if they did, with all the strange arrangements of trees and rocks on this island, no one can enter without Huang Yaoxi's permission. And even if they did come, I wouldn't leave. I haven't settled this contest with Huang Yaoxi yet. After chatting for a while, Guojing felt a deep fondness for this old man with a child's heart, who spoke with such candor and innocence. They shared lunch together, brought by the elderly servant. Afterwards, Zhou Tong said, Spending 15 years on Peach Blossom Island wasn't a waste of time. I've made a lot of progress with my skills here, skills that would have taken me 25 years to master elsewhere. But since I had no one to practice with, I just had to make my left hand fight with my right hand. What? Awesome. It's like playing chess with yourself, but harder. It's ironic that the manual will probably have been safest with Huang Yaoxi, since it's so hard to get to him. I don't know. I think it's safest with Zhou Tong. Because if anyone comes to the cave, who just burn it. Zhou Tong demonstrated. I imagine my right hand as Huang Yaoxi and my left as Old Imp Bo Tong. My right strikes, my left defends, and then counters. With that, he began demonstrating, his left and right hands attacking and defending each other in an intense battle. Guojing initially found it amusing, but as he watched, he was gradually mesmerized by the strange, intricate techniques. Oh, is he developing like a new martial arts? Normally, one's hands would work together in martial arts, one for attacking, the other for defense. But Zhou Tong's hands operated independently, attacking his own vulnerabilities and countering in return, with each hand moving entirely independently of the other. It was a fascinating, unheard-of fighting style. Zhou Tong fought himself for a while, and Guojing suddenly remarked, Brother, why didn't you fully use your strength in that move with your right hand? Zhou Tong paused, smiling. Good eye! You notice I held back. Come on, try it with me. He extended his hand, and Guojing reached out to press his palm against Zhou Tong's. Zhou Tong said, Be careful. I'm going to push you to the left. As soon as he finished speaking, he exerted his force, and Guojing, having been warned, braced himself and countered with his dragon-subduing palm. Their palms collided, and Guojing was pushed back 7 or 8 steps, feeling a numbness in his arm. Zhou Tong said, That time, I used my full strength to push you away. Now I'll hold back my strength. Try again. Guojing matched palms with him once more, but this time he felt Zhou Tong's strength surge and withdraw unpredictably, making it impossible to stay steady. He stumbled forward and, with a thud, landed face first on the ground, scrambling up in a daze. Zhou Tong laughed. Ha 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 ha! Do you understand now? Guojing shook his head. I don't. Zhou Tong explained. This principle came to me after 10 years of hard training in this cave. My elder brother once told me about using the void to strike reality, about using weakness to overcome strength. At the time, I thought he was talking about Taoist ways of cultivating the heart and spirit, so I didn't give it much thought. But 5 years ago, it suddenly clicked for me while I was practicing with my own 2 hands. There's a profound essence to it that can only be felt. Words can't fully explain it. I wasn't sure of it myself, so I needed someone to practice with, and you're just perfect for it. Don't worry, I won't throw you too hard. Seeing Guojing's hesitant expression, he pleaded, Come on, brother. I've been waiting for someone to spar with me here for 15 years. A few months ago, Huang Yaoxi's daughter chatted with me, and I tried to coax her into sparring, but she didn't return the next day. Come on, I won't throw you too hard. Seeing Zhou Tong's eagerness, his hands ready for action, Guojing said, It's just a few falls. I can take it. He engaged in a few moves with Zhou Tong, and suddenly felt Zhou's force softened. Unable to recover quickly, he was thrown down again, flipping midair until his left shoulder hit the ground painfully. Zhou Tong looked apologetic and said, Good brother, I can't let you take these falls for nothing. I'll teach you the technique I just used. Ah, so he did create a new martial arts, kind of, or at least martial arts techniques. And now Guojing's gonna learn it. Yay. Guojing, despite the pain, crawled closer to listen. Zhou Tong explained, In Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, there's a line, shape clay into a vessel. It is the empty space that makes it useful. Open doors and windows in a room. It is the empty space that makes it livable. Do you understand this? Guojing, unfamiliar with the text, laughed and shook his head. Zhou Tong picked up the rice bowl they had used for lunch and said, This bowl is useful because it's hollow. If it were solid, it couldn't hold any rice, right? Guojing nodded, thinking, That's simple logic. I just never thought of it that way. Zhou Tong continued, The same with building a house. You need walls with openings for doors and windows. The empty spaces make it livable. If the house were solid, like a brick cube, it wouldn't be useful at all. Guojing nodded again, beginning to understand. Zhou Tong said, The highest techniques of the Qianzhen sect are based on the principles of emptiness and softness. That's why it's said, the greatest form seems incomplete, yet its use is endless. The fullest seems empty, yet its function is inexhaustible. He then explained these lines further, and Guojing listened, contemplating in silence. Zhou Tong continued. Your master, Hong Qigong, has the top skills among the outer martial schools. Although I know some inner techniques of the Qianzhen sect, I may still not be his match. But his external style has probably reached its limits, whereas the techniques of the Qianzhen sect are limitless. Someone like me has only just scratched the surface. Back in the day, my elder brother earned the title of world's greatest martial artist, not by luck, but by true skill. If he were alive today, with the progress he'd have made in the last 10 years, he could defeat Eastern Heretic and Western Poison in half a day. Guojing said, Taoist Master Wang's martial arts must have been mystical indeed. I regret never having the chance to meet him, My master's dragon subduing palm is the ultimate in hardness, while your technique of throwing me just now must be the ultimate in softness, right? Jobotong laughed. Ha 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 ha. Exactly. Although softness can overcome hardness, if your dragon subduing palm were at Hong Qigong's level, I couldn't counter you at all. It's all a matter of skill level. Now, let me show you how I threw you just now. Watch carefully. He then explained each move and the application of internal strength in great detail. Knowing Guojing was a slow learner, he needed a thorough explanation. Guojing practiced the technique dozens of times, and with his solid foundation in Chenjin Sect's inner strength, he gradually began to understand it. Oh, Jobo Tong is a pretty good teacher then, no? Jobo Tong was overjoyed and said, Brother, if you're not hurting anymore, I'll throw you down again. Guojing smiled. I'm not in pain, but I still haven't fully memorized what you just taught me. He then focused on committing it to memory. Jobo Tong, with his childlike impatience, kept urging him. Got it yet? Come on, hurry. His interruptions only slowed Guojing's concentration, and it took him a while to fully grasp the technique. They resumed practicing, with Jobo Tong throwing Guojing down again. Day and night, they sparred and tested techniques. As a young man, Guojing needed plenty of sleep, whereas Jobo Tong was so enthusiastic that he could spar with him non-stop. Guojing ended up with bruises all over his body, having been thrown 700 or 800 times. Yet he persevered and learned all 22 moves of Jobo Tong's empty clarity fist. All right. That's it. That's it. It's a short chapter. Yeah. We made it halfway through. We'll do the other half next week. Did you guys like it? How was the chapter? It's pretty cool. We got a little story about how Jobo Tong lost the freaking 9-yin manual. Their brother's alright. True. Yeah, they have pretty good chemistry. Yeah, so Jobo Tong he's been there for 15 years. Okay, protecting his book and just being stubborn. Not bad. Not eventful, but not bad. Yeah. Yeah. I like how Jobo Tong is fighting himself with his left and right hands. Yeah. Now Guojing knows how to do it. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Happy Halloween. All right. I'll see you next time. No drink today. But yeah. Short and nice day. All right. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Guojing is the AD and Jobo Tong is the HD. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. All right. I love you. I will see you next time. All right. Bye.